Hello guys, how are you doing? My name is Paul K, aka Eva, and today I will be bringing you the Fire Mage guide for the patch 6.1. Fire Mages are in a quite good place right now, having both good burst and good sustained DPS, and they are my personal choice when it comes to raiding in Blackrock Foundry. So let's start with something basic, our talents first of all. Level 15, it boils down between Ice Flows and Blazing Speed. I prefer Blazing Speed in most encounters, although I would prefer Ice Flows in encounters that require constant movement and I don't wanna destroy my Ignites with having to spam Scorch. On level 30, it's either a choice between Ice Barrier and Altar Time. On 6.1 there was a change in Altar Time. The cooldown was reduced, so it makes it more viable. So if I have to soak one big hit, for example, I would prefer Altar Time instead of Ice Barrier. I'm using Ice Barrier at the moment because I was doing some 5 months and it's quite better there. Level 45 doesn't matter, pick whatever you want. I prefer Ring of Frost in case we have to CC some ads, some trash, maybe a tank was AFK or something. Level 16, our first survivability cooldowns. Big ones, I prefer Greater Invisibility. It's quite more useful in raiding because it removes 2 dots off of you, and 90% damage reduction for 3 seconds even after taking damage is quite massive, and it's in a quite good cooldown as well, 1.5 minutes. Level 75, our Cleave talents. Now for fights that are single target, you want to go with Blast Wave, simply because it's the best DPS output from all 3 of those. For constant cleave though, like fights like Iron Maidens, you want to use Living Bomb and make sure to keep it up close to 100% of the time. Unstable Magic is kind of the talent that you would pick up when you are first learning the spec. It's quite similar to the next tier of talents, to Incanter's Flow, although Incanter's Flow has a bit more use. Okay, so for the next tier, forget Mirror Images. They don't contribute to your Ignites, they don't benefit from your mastery, so they are the most useless talent you can pick in this tier of talents. Your default choice, and it saddens me to say it, is Rune of Power. It's simply the best from all 3 of those for the fire spec. Now if you have a fight with a lot of movement, you'd want to choose Incanter's Flow instead of Rune of Power. Let's say Orgorger or Maidens, you have to dodge the bombs all the time, so you want to go with Incanter's Flow, which is like the poor man's Rune of Power. For level 100, for single target fights, you want to go with Prismatic Crystal. It's pretty much the best choice you have in this tier. And for multi-dot fights, you want to go with Meteor, which is simply the best. And there is a trick with Ignites and Prismatic Crystal that I will explain in the more advanced section of the guide. Now let's take a look at our glyphs. First of all, for minor glyphs you can have whatever you want. There are no effects in raiding whatsoever or your performance. So major glyphs, you want to always have this one. Glyph of Combustion increases the duration of the damage over time effect and the cooldown of combustion by 100%. So it has 1.5 minutes cooldown and it lines up with your Prismatic Crystal really nicely. Second of all, another mandatory glyph is Glyph of Inferno Blast. Your Inferno Blast spell spreads Pyroblast, Ignite and Combustion to one additional target. Why don't you want to have that? It's really good. Now for your third slot, there are a couple of choices. I ran with Glyph of Dragon's Breath, 100% more damage on my Dragon's Breath. It's pretty good for 5 months for a constant glyph if you can be in melee range of the bosses. One other choice is Glyph of Rapid Displacement. 2 charges on your glyph can be quite good for fights that require a lot of movement. Now let's look at our stat priority. You'd say that something like that is pretty much guaranteed. we've been always going for a critical strike in previous expansions. Well, right now it depends on the fight and on the level of gear that you have. So obviously for a single target fight, you want to go critical strike as your first stat, and then you want mastery. You want as much mastery as you can and as much critical as you can. But if a second target comes in play, which is a cliff fight, which is a multi-dot fight, mastery becomes number one. Simply because ignites are rolling on more than one target, and that damage is more valuable than a fireball critting and creating a pyroblast proc via a second crit from our Inferno Blast. But if you have the forset, which I do, you want to go mastery all the way in all your gear, and on forset you want to have at least 900 haste. At least 900 haste. As you've seen, I've enchanted for mastery, but I need some haste gems still, because I'm missing that haste cap. The reason that you want at least 900 haste is that when your forset pops, which is quite powerful to be honest, you need to have at least 900 haste to have time to pop at least 3 pyroblasts on your target. So let's see if I can make my forset proc. You'll see I have a weak aura. There it is. 1, 2, 3 pyroblasts all at the same proc, and you see a nice fat ignite of 7k. So you want to go critical strike, then mastery for single target, and mastery over everything else for Glyphs. And if you have forset, you want to go mastery all the way with at least 900 haste, and then you want to have as much critical as you can. Okay, now for your rotation, let's see what we have. First of all, I'm gonna ignore that I have 2 set and 4 set. I'm gonna go as basic as it gets. So let's imagine you're standing in front of the boss, right? On 4 seconds before the pull timer, you want to pre-pot, and on 3 seconds you want to start casting your pyroblast. As soon as it lands, you pop your blast wave, and you have a crit here, right? What you aim for is this: have a pyroblast proc and a hitting up proc. And what you do is fireball and then immediately pyroblast. And you want to keep the chain of pyroblasts as much as possible. So let's say you do that at the start of the fight and you do it perfectly. There we go. You want your cooldown is combustion, right? It depends on the level of gear, what ignite you're gonna get, how much mastery you have, how much crit rating you have, etc, etc. What you can do is stand on your garrison dummies or Grimoire, Stormwind, whatever you like, and constantly doing your rotation as soon as you get a good ignite. It depends on your gear again, so I'm not the one that's gonna tell you to ignite when like you have a 4k ignite up. For me, per se, a good ignite is like I don't know, 8k maybe with that proc, with my forset, which I'm not gonna use because I pretend I don't have it. So let's say you have right here a good ignite, right? You want to pop, there we go, your combustion, and then you can spread it to nearby targets, having more DPS. Keep in mind, I wasn't doing that right now, you want to spam blast wave on cooldown like this. You don't want to have 2 stacks of it. When you have the chance, you need to cast your blast wave and keep continuing like this. This is the single target rotation, as easy as it gets. And there we go. Now for your multi-target rotation, let's see what we have now. As you can see, I've changed talents to Living Bomb and Meteor. Meteor, keep in mind, helps you with your ignite. The damage that the Meteor does when it lands, it contributes to your ignite dot. So same as the single target, on 4 seconds we pre-pot, and on 3 seconds we cast our Pyroblast, and immediately after we apply our Living Bomb, okay? And we do our rotation, right? We keep in mind that Living Bomb spreads to unlimited targets right now, so we get this. we pop it, and then we pop the meteor and as many as procs as we can, and then our combustion, and then immediately spread it to all the other targets. It's okay to drop your living bomb when you are getting your combustion up, because you don't wanna lose global cooldowns, which will they will reduce the amount of ignite that your target has, and you continue your normal rotation. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a great day, and check out my advanced guide if you want to know more about your Fire Mage and how to use Prismatic Crystal, how to use 2-set, how to use 4-set, etc, etc, etc. A lot of tricks will be shown in there on how to pull amazing numbers on your Fire Mage. If you don't, I hope you have a nice day, and I'll see you soon. Bye!